In this clip, I'm going to show you how to make oils not get muddy. So I'm going to show you how to make sure that your paints don't get too muddy when you first start. That's the biggest problem that people have when they start with oils, and that's what gets them really frustrated and tend to give up. And you shouldn't give up because it is very easy to fix. So I'm going to start by showing you with a sphere. So that's the easiest way to show how not to get your painting all muddy. And I'm going to use an apple as a reference. So we're going to start by using at least 3 colors. I'm going to start with a little bit of my green for a middle color, and you can just kind of plop it down wherever. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid to thin it out. And anywhere you see this middle color, you can just throw it down. Make sure that you clean your brush really good. That's a main point. If you have a dirty brush, your paint's going to get muddy immediately. And now I'll take a darker color. So I'll mix a little bit of phthalo blue and cad red. And since red is the opposite color of green, it's going to end up making a nice shadow. And put that anywhere that you see the dark spots. And to see these dark spots, if you're wondering what I'm doing, just kind of squint your eyes. And I'm not really blending anything yet, I'm just throwing paint down. And then once again, make sure that your brush is really clean. And this brush is very dirty. And then we'll go for a color that's a little bit lighter and throw in all the highlights. This brush is definitely dirty, so I'm just going to switch brushes. Add a little bit of liquid. I'm using a really thick paint, so it's very pigmented, but to thin it out some more, it's very helpful. Alright, now that I just have blotches down everywhere, I'm going to take a very soft scrubby brush, one that has already been very well used and abused, is nice and soft, and I'm just going to start with the darkest color. It's not really going anywhere, so I'm going to take some liquid and lightly blend into the corners. I'm not going to touch the middle of each blob of paint because I want to keep the color fairly saturated in the middle. This brush is a little too big. You can just kind of pull it in. Now this is all looking kind of dark, but that's okay. Alright, now we kind of have it mushed in. So we can take the best highlight, which is going to be titanium white. Make sure your brush is really, really clean for the white. And just dab this on. I like to abuse my canvas. Press down pretty hard. Now we're going to take a smaller scruffy brush. And once again, just around the edges, kind of blend this in wherever you see it. A lot of times I'll use the edge of the canvas here too to wipe off my excess paint so I don't have to keep going back and forth to the paper towel. And it helps ensure that my brush is a little bit cleaner. Now it's starting to look a little bit three-dimensional, but it's not looking green at all. So we're going to make a little bit more of that green color. Throw that in there. So now I have some spots that are a little muddy, which are great for shadows. And I have other spots that I've kept very light and I've barely touched, like the highlights over here. Let's take a little bit more of that white for some highlights. You can put it on as thick as you want. For highlights, the paint should be quite a bit thicker, and for shadows, the paint should be more flat. That'll help give the illusion of something standing out. We can put a little stem in there. And then of course we could put a little shadow at the bottom. And voila, we have an apple that is not completely mud.